In today's episode, we're talking about comparison, the silent business killer that stops more women from showing up than almost anything else I know of. And by the end of this, you're going to see it completely differently. So let's talk about it. You know, when you're scrolling and you see her, she's in your space doing what you want to do, and she's doing it really well. Her content is polished, her audience is engaged, her captions are confident, and her offer is selling. And you feel that familiar drop in your stomach. Why does she make it look so easy? How is she so far ahead? What does she have that I don't? And just like that, whatever momentum you had before you opened the app, it's gone, and it's just replaced by this quiet, heavy feeling that maybe there isn't room for you. Maybe you've left it too late. Maybe she's already doing the thing that you want to do, and she's doing it better than you ever could. If you've ever felt like that, and I'd really be surprised if you haven't, stay with me here, because comparison is one of the quietest and most effective ways that women talk themselves out of something that they are completely capable of doing. Here's the thing with comparison. It rarely stops at one person. You know, it starts with her account, then it moves to someone else's, then someone else's after that. And with every scroll, the story your brain is building gets a little louder and a little bit more convincing. She's ahead of you. She's better than you. The market is full of people doing things like this right now. There's no gap left for someone like you to fill. And what makes it particularly cruel is that comparison doesn't just make you feel bad, it actually stops you from doing the very thing that would move you forward. You spend the energy that could have gone into creating something, you spend that energy consuming other people's success instead. And then you feel guilty about it. And the spiral just tightens. So here is the reframe I want to offer you today. And I want you to really sit with this because it genuinely changed the way that I personally experience comparison. That feeling that you get when you see another woman doing the thing that you want to do. That envy, that pull, that sort of slight uncomfortable mix of admiration and longing. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you and what you're doing. It's a signal for you. It's information. And if you can get really curious about it, rather than collapsing into a shame cycle about it, it will tell you something really important. Think about it this way. Imagine you're walking down the street and you see a woman carrying a beautiful Chanel bag. Now, if you're not a bag person, if handbags aren't really your thing, you might not even clock the brand. It barely registers for you. But if you are a bag person, you see it immediately. You know, you spot it across the room, you notice every detail of it, and you want it for yourself. The noticing is not random. The wanting is not random. It's information about what matters to you. And it works exactly the same way in business. You don't feel envy towards things that have nothing to do with you. You feel it towards the things that are already alive within you. Your desires, your dreams, the things that you want to create that haven't taken shape yet. The envy is just pointing at them and saying, this is available for you too. And here's the part that genuinely does blow my mind when I think about it. Entrepreneurship is one of the very few paths in life where you get to be the actual creator of what your life looks like. You get to take something that only exists in your head right now and bring it into reality through your own effort, your own decisions, your own willingness to do the work. I became an Amazon #1 best-selling author because I decided I wanted to write a book. I didn't have a publishing deal or a platform or any guarantee that it would work. I had a desire and I followed through on it. I put in the time, I did the work, I brought the thing I wanted into existence. And this is available for you too. So the next time that you feel that pull, when you spot the Chanel bag, so to speak, don't spiral. Get curious. What is this telling me that I want for myself? Because that want, it's actually the beginning of everything. That's where your life by design actually starts. Now, I do want to address the saturation thing directly because it really comes up so often that it deserves a proper answer. You know, the feeling that your market is too crowded or that someone is already doing what you want to do, so there's no room for you. That feeling is not based on reality. That feeling is 100% based on fear. Think about how many coaches, therapists, fitness instructors, teachers, consultants, all the service providers. Think how many of them exist in the world. Thousands, tens of thousands. And yet people still seek out new ones every single day. Not because there aren't enough already, but because they haven't found the right one for them yet. The one who speaks their language. The one whose story resonates with their story. The one who makes them feel understood in a way that nobody else quite has. That person gets to be you. For someone right now, and she hasn't found you yet, not because there's no room for you, but because you haven't shown up fully for her to find you. Another woman's success in your space is not evidence that there's no room for you. It's evidence that what you want to do is possible. It is proof that the market exists, that women are willing to invest in this kind of support, and that someone has built something real in the very space that you're standing in. She didn't take your spot. She has, in fact, lit up the path for you. And the women who are meant to find you, the ones who will only ever resonate with your story, your way of explaining things, your particular brand of honesty and warmth, they're still out there waiting. They haven't found the right person yet until they find you. And there's one more thing I want to say before we close this episode out. If you have found a woman in your space who is doing something that lights you up with that feeling we've been talking about, don't just admire her from a distance. Reach out to her. Genuinely. Tell her what she's doing is inspiring you and ask her how she did it. Be willing to invest your time, your energy, your money, and your effort on getting as close in proximity to her as you possibly can. Because the women who have walked the path ahead of you, the ones who are living in alignment with the kind of life that you want to build, they're not your competition. They can be your accelerators. Getting into their world, learning from them directly, being mentored by someone who has already done what you want to do, that has the power to compress your timeline in a way that years of figuring it out alone simply cannot. There's nothing more powerful in this world than women supporting women to thrive. And it starts with you being willing to ask. So if today's episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to come and continue the conversation inside the Mum Boss Network with us. It's a community of women who are building businesses just like you. Women who get it, women who are figuring it out in real time, and who show up for each other on the days when the comparison spiral is louder than usual. You can find out all the information about us over on my website, themumboss.com. Come, find the link, join us, and I'd absolutely love to see you inside there. Until the next one.